In the race for Judge Executive is Jim W. Adams and Jerry Lee Shelton. Jim Adams.
Hello, most of you know me as Jimbo. Lived here all my life. Been in politics for about 3 years, you might as well call it politics. You have to do some trading once in a while, like Dexter said. Sometimes you come out on the good end, sometimes you don't. I'd like to say that your next judge executive will probably be bald-headed. What we're looking at, we're right in the middle of our budget workshops. We've got about a $7+ million budget. It's a little bit tighter than normal, but everybody knows why. The sheriff's department knows how tight it is. Sonny's office knows how tight it is. All the employees understand. We're going to get a little bit of break on our health insurance. Thank goodness we came up with a new plan, or they came up with a new plan, KCO, last year with pretty much a savings account, but we put up the money, the county did, and then if the employees, the first $1,000 for each employee, if it wasn't used, then we got a rebate, and it looks like we're going to get a decent rebate there, and because of that, our health insurance next year is going to go down a little bit more, but still about probably the $480 a month range for each employee that takes health insurance. We got to keep a close tab on that. We've got planning and zoning issues. Yes, we do. We're moving forward on that. It's a little bit slow, government slow. We got a lot of properties that aren't zoned correctly. We're going to try to get KCO to do that as a blanket move. Hopefully that'll get done the next year or two. And we got a lot of agribusiness that needs to be, and we've already passed ordinance on that, that if you own a farm and you want to process chickens or sell some agricultural product, then you'll be able to do it without jumping through a lot of hoops and costing you a lot of money. Small business, that's what we need to go after. We've got a new economic executive director, young guy. He's gung-ho. He's already talking to a couple of guys from the south end who started a recycling business. I won't mention names. And they're doing real well. There's a possibility they're going to come to the industrial park. Stopped today at a new meat market going to Lancaster. Hal Akers has opened that. He's doing quite well. I think in a couple of 3 years, if he continues to do as well as he's done, that he's going to be looking for a new place with more employees. So those are the type businesses we need to look into, and we need to try to develop an atmosphere for people to be able to do that, and that may mean that we're going to compete with the private sector on spec buildings. We've done that before. Sherry's aware of that. We probably need to look at it again. That's a good way for somebody to at least try a business and not lose their house. The jail issue will not go away. It's here to stay, folks. We're going to get to it. They haven't closed our jail yet. That's a big drain on our budget right now. Not as big as it could be, but it's still big enough that we really have to be serious about it. We haven't even talked to the Department of Corrections as of yet, but that will be done in the near future. Let's see, what else do we need to touch? The hot spots. I guess that most of the time your infrastructure, your roads and your bridges, they probably come in last when the money gets tight. That's not going to be the case this time, in part because of the disaster we had, the flood. We're going to have a lot of assistance coming our way, so we'll be able to improve what was damaged to make it even better than it was before it was damaged, thank goodness. And so we should be able, we're not taking any money out of the road maintenance. Each magistrate has a hypothetical $100,000 to spend in his district to improve roads. And if you've paved your driveway or done anything with asphalt and or oil, you know that $100,000 doesn't get much. So everybody's just going to have to be patient. There may be some more money. We did receive about 190-something thousand from the state for that. That's been spent, has to be spent on specific roads. Hopefully we'll get some more. This is an election year, it's a good time. They're going to tell you they don't have any money, but if you got the votes, most of the time you can find the money. So we'll do that again. In closing, I would like to say that I appreciate what everybody did this spring. I got to see a whole lot of people. Most of them are good people. Some of them were. I'll tell you one tale before I get off here. I spoke to a fellow for about 30 minutes and worked him real hard, and he's an older guy. And he said, he told me all kinds of stories. And then at the end, I shook his hand. I said, I sure would appreciate your vote. He said, well, I like you, but I can't vote for you. So I learned it's better off if you hang a door hanger and get out of there. So, but I'll see most of you again this fall. Some new faces. I'll be working the Republican side, so I look forward to that too. There's some awfully good Republicans, believe it or not. And good luck to everybody. Thank you.
And Judge Executive Candidate Jerry Lee Shelton.
Thank you, sir. Folks, I don't know how long Jimbo talked, but I'm going to cut that about half in two and then maybe 25% of that. My name's Jerry Shelton. I'm from the Crab Orchard area. Today I'm 52 years of age. 1958. Right. And 34 years ago tonight I graduated from Lincoln County High School. So May 29th has been an eventful day for me. I just want to touch on a few things. One thing that in this upcoming race, you're not going to hear me say anything negative about Jimbo Adams as far as his character, his family, or anything like that. I don't believe in that kind of stuff, and you're not going to hear that from me. We may disagree on issues, but that's the way it's going to be. It's going to be an issue-oriented thing, and I think Jimbo will tell you the same thing. We've got a lot of different things I'd like to discuss, but folks, I'm still a little worn out from this election. I don't know how you guys felt, but we'll give it a month or so. Everybody get energized. We'll get ready for this election again. I might touch on a couple little things here. This election, to me, is going to be about leadership. You can be a good person and still be a bad leader. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a different side than what you've been used to seeing. And if that's what you like, then I'm the guy to vote for. If not, then my competition, Jimbo Adams, he's a fine fella. He'll appreciate you voting. Now, a couple other things. I just want to touch on a couple things Jimbo said, and I'm going to try to keep this at least half of the time limit that he used. When we were talking about the planning and zoning issue, you know, we had a pretty good uproar in the south end of the county over a zoning issue as far as changing a piece of property to industrial. Well, folks, we had a big piece of property sitting down here that's been zoned industrial for a long time. Leadership would have led those folks down there. It would have been a lot simpler deal. They could have moved in there. No zone change was necessary. Everything would have been smooth as silk. They've been in operation today. Things like that are the kind of things that I'm going to be talking about. If that's what you're interested in, I appreciate your vote. Jerry Shelton from Lincoln County Judge Executive. I don't want to vote.
Oh, and again, it's open for rebuttal.
We love one another.
Well, we'd like to thank everybody for coming out this evening for this candidates forum at the historic L&N Depot for this 2010 election. Thanks for coming out in the heat, and I'd like to see everybody go to the polls and vote this coming November. Thanks again.